Right, you can see a visual representation of what is happening on the machine. Down below, you will notice the command, which is in machine language. The computer converts the command to small output voltage that the machine uses to physically locate the cutting tool.
After a quick safety check is done, we run the program. Here you see the first bolt holes being placed. If you look closely, you will see that the holes are milled rather than drilled. This is because there are several different sizes of holes and would need many different drill bit tool changes. By using a smaller milling bit, we can eliminate all tool changes. This will save a lot of time because this particular milling machine does not have an automatic tool changer option. The adapter plate will have 9 transmission bolt holes. 2 of them will also be used to bolt on the starter for the diesel engine. There will be 8 engine bolt holes and 2 alignment holes, which will match up with 2 dowel pins in the block of the engine. After all bolt holes are done, the starter hole, the access hole, and the crankshaft hole are milled out. The starter hole will need to have a step or pocket milled around it also, so the teeth on the starter gear will mesh properly with the ring gear. The last step is to mill the entire circumference, and then it will be finished. All of this can be done using hand tools, but would take much longer to complete. The items you see me using were all purchased from local hardware stores or from online stores or auction sites.
The actual program runtime is around 30 minutes.
The large center hole in the adapter plate is important to have milled to the correct size because the outer rim of the hole keeps the rear main oil seal of the engine firmly in place. You see more and more hybrid cars being built today, and yet the economy of the car rises so little compared to the price. Why is this? Well, as you may or may not know, by adding an electric motor, you can significantly reduce the size of the internal combustion engine. The electric motor will cover the power loss you will get by using a smaller engine, but unfortunately, most of the newly designed hybrids are not using this technology to reduce the fuel consumption, but using it to increase the overall power of the vehicle, which is unnecessary. The automotive industry will build efficient vehicles if the public demands it. The starter hole and surrounding pocket on the outer boundary has a slight ridge left on. This is to increase the rigidity on the edge of the plate. The milling of this adapter plate is very exciting for both my brother and I because we spent a lot of time making this machine as useful as it is. We started out with a small amount of knowledge, a whole lot of passion, and a goal. We wanted to turn this 1980s milling machine into a full complete CNC or computer numerical controlled mill. This goal to us was just as important as building an efficient car. We had many small hurdles to overcome. Since I have a few minutes left while we watch the mill finish the plate, I will talk a bit about the machine. First, we had to construct a single to 3-phase power converter to run this industrial machine, since many places don't have that power available. Then, we went through all electrical schematics to make sure all circuits were correct on the machine. Many were not. To run a CNC machine accurately, we need to design some sort of feedback circuit and install that. We must install and wire up a control board and all of its related software and hardware. The last thing before testing was to acquire a program to take the machine code and control the machine with it. This machine uses the famous EMC or Enhanced Machine Control software, which is actually a free open source code program you can download from the internet. They have great people who wrote it and continue to add super options. I am amazed at what it can do. What you see now is the EMC software controlling this mammoth of a milling machine. The reason I am mentioning all of this to you is to let you know that there are many things that were done in the full journey of this hybrid project. There were many times when I got frustrated or just tired of working on the car. So in the meantime, I worked to help my brother fix up his project, and in return he helped me with my project. I think too many times we forget the simple, logical paths to complete the task at hand. Anyone can do great things if they put their hearts and minds into it. All of these things are fulfilling, fun, and extremely educational. I recommend all of you to find something to challenge your minds and gain the priceless experience we gained. By the way, this machine and most of the parts were also purchased online.
Sit back, relax to watch the rest of the program do its thing.
Okay, we're just about done with the plate, so now we will get back to the project at hand. Here you see the final adapter plate. You can clearly see how nice the machine worked. We have the transmission bolt holes, the engine bolt holes, the starter hole and surrounding pocket, the clutch plate access hole, and finally the engine crankshaft output hole. This hole also holds the rear main seal in place. I will spray paint it so we can see it after the engine and transmission are assembled.